Hey guys, how's it going? I want to quickly discuss about fate, death, and that kind of stuff. Have you seen the movie Final Destination? Amazing movie. They made multiple sequels to that movie, but the first one is the best. They show fate as a character. Fate has got its own mind and it does whatever it wants to do to you, whether you willfully escape fate or you incidentally escape fate. Because in that movie, Final Destination, your plane is about to take off. One of the passengers ends up getting a premonition that the plane is going to crash. So she's a college student and she's got a whole bunch of her friends in the same plane, the teacher. And then she just has a panic attack because of the little dream. And then she says, no, I don't want to travel this plane. I want to get out. And she gets out of the plane at the last moment. And then some of her friends, to support her, they also escape out. They'll say, like, oh, we'll go in the next plane after calming her down. Maybe giving her a little bit of Xanax or something. So 6 or 7 people, they get out of the plane. And then the plane does take off. And the plane, is while taking off, it ends up crashing. And then everybody dies. And these people watch that from the airport, all the 6 or 7 people that escaped. And then you know what happens? Those people that escaped, they all face gruesome death in the course of the movie. That's what that movie is about. So basically what they say in that movie is that fate is going to haunt you and get you and do whatever it wants to do to you, irrespective of whether you escape it willfully or incidentally. So the reason why I'm thinking of it today is because of my balcony garden. And these are all plants that I planted and look wonderfully. They're all thriving. And there are about 6 or 7 pots underneath, and that's where I planted them. And then there were a bunch of weeds that were growing inside that pot. And they were sucking all the water that I was putting for my plants. So what I did was I pulled all the weeds a couple of weeks ago. A lot of weeds. And then I trashed them in this pot. So at the bottom of the pot, you can see that, those brown twigs, those were all the weeds I pulled. And then in the past 2 weeks, every one of them died because they didn't have any water. But for one weed, that one weed learned how to root itself, and then it just became upright on its own. It started looking at the sky and looking at the sunlight. But every day when I came to water, that weed was looking at me because it didn't get any water and I didn't water it. But look what happened now. Because of the rain today and yesterday, it got plentiful of water and its droopy leaves have just become wonderful, and it looks in such wonderful color and it is thriving. That's the weed that I had pulled 2 weeks ago. So that's the way of the fate, isn't it? Almighty's grace, because I wanted it to be dead, but by natural rain and everything, that weed is thriving right now. God's grace, guys. Talk to you later in the next post. Goodbye.